and she's learning herself and her value and her morals. And like I said, I'm doing the same in my real life. And so being able to put it on camera as well and being able to tap into that character of what I'm really dealing with, all these like growing pains and, you know, the frustration of losing friends and dating, like I said, being able to put that on screen has been like therapeutic in a way.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to today's episode of Talent Agent Talk, where we are bringing you real-life stories behind the scenes of TV and film and educational lessons that come with it. I'm your host and a talent agent, Jason Lockhart, and today our guest is none other than Sydney Mitchell. Oh, Sydney, wow. Like, I can't believe that we actually get to hang out here and talk about you and your career.
I know. Thank you for having me. I'm excited.
Oh, I'm excited to, like, one, see you in person again.
Yeah, right.
It's been a while. But I was, like, joking. Like, I remember when you came into the agency.
Yes.
And it just, like, feeling like you were such a valuable human being.
Aw,
like, such a sweetheart and beautiful inside and out, loaded with talent. And was like, where are we going to go? Like,
right.
What are we going to do?
Right. What journey are we going on?
And then it was like, I don't know, maybe 2 years later, and suddenly you're a recurring guest star on 2 shows at the same time.
Yes. That's so funny you say that, because I was literally thinking as I was on my way here, I'm like, 2 shows at the same time was crazy, but we did it.
We did it. You did it.
Right.
And it wasn't easy.
Right.
You know?
It was a lot. It was a lot.
You pushed through with such grace, though.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, no, I feel like, what are we on? Like 8 years now?
Almost.
I feel like,
Almost.
and I was thinking about that on the way here too. I'm like, it's crazy how quick time has flown, but you've been amazing. So I thank you for everything you've done.
You as well. The whole agency. We all just adore.
Yes.
This is a recurring theme, I feel like, of just like when the human being is someone you can truly root for.
Yes, that's so true. That's so true.
The magic just comes quicker and easier.
Right. And the artwork of like having a good team. I tell people all the time, between not just you, not just Kelly, not just Madison, not just everybody. It's like everybody working together is what makes everything flow so smoothly. So
we say it all the time, it takes a village.
Yeah, exactly. It takes a village.
Yeah, when you've got your, I know how close you are with your brother and your mom, and like you've got your own village behind the scenes.
Exactly. So I have you guys, I have my family, I have great teams going on.
All right, so let's get into some of the nitty gritty.
Yes.
Let's go to this BMF audition because,
right.
For anyone that's watching, LaWanda is just what an amazing character.
Yes.
But like, what did you think when you got the audition?
Oh,
we had no idea what was coming.
Yes. So the funniest thing, I don't know if you remember this, but I got 2 auditions that were not for LaWanda, and then they cast me for LaWanda. So I had one for a lawyer and one for Meech's baby mama. So they send me the audition, I do it, I do both of them, and then we get an avail check for LaWanda. And I'm like, who's that? I didn't audition for her. And so I don't know if you remember this, but initially they didn't tell us how big the role was going to be.
It's 1 episode.
It was 1 episode. So I get the script, and I remember seeing like Terry's baby mama or girlfriend, and I was like, I think this is a main character, because Terry's a main character, so I think she's in there. And then lo and behold, like 2 days later, they asked me to come in for a photo shoot. And I get into the trailer and see my name up, how everybody's name is in there. And I'm like, hold on, I'm in the show. Like this is So, and then, you know how it was. Remember, it's like, okay, now it's another episode, now another. And here we are, 4 seasons. So it's been surreal. I feel like it was like overnight. It's crazy.
I know. And the journey of the character.
Yes. How it's been so up and down. But playing it has been the most fun thing ever, especially because I feel like in real life, I'm learning so much about myself, and she's learning so much about herself. LaWanda is like, when she starts out, she's very naive and kind of young, and now she's grown into like a young woman, and I feel like I am. So it's weird playing it because I'm dealing with those things in real life. So it's really cool though.
Can you give me an example?
Yes.
Okay.
For example, like, I just turned 30, and I feel like I've had so many lessons in the last 2 years. The last 2 years of my 20s have been just about friendships and about dating and about everything, about career things. And so, like I said, LaWanda, when we started out, is in high school. And so Terry's doing all these things to her. And now season 4, oh my gosh, I don't want to give too much away, but she's like a whole new woman. She's getting this independence, and she's learning herself and her value and her morals. And like I said, I'm doing the same. in my real life. And so being able to put it on camera as well and being able to tap into that character of what I'm really dealing with, all these like growing pains and, the frustration of losing friends and dating, like I said, being able to put that on screen has been like therapeutic in a way. So,
wow.
Yes.
Well, I don't think it's easy for everyone to bridge so well like that. That's really cool that you are, one, acknowledging it, and then two, putting it into motion.
Right. Exactly.
It's not always just about stepping into someone else's shoes and being that character.
Right.
I still really believe it's like bringing yourself to it.
Yes.
And you're so different than LaWanda from knowing you. But but there are, human elements that you tap into with ease.
Yes. And that's like, not to jump the gun on giving lessons, but that's one thing I've learned about the art of acting is bringing certain things about yourself to characters that you don't necessarily like can be some of the things that people like the most, So it's been such a journey. And watching people fall in love with the character, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is some of my real pain, So it's great to turn a negative into a positive and see people embrace it.
I love it so much.
Actors, listen up. The Southeast is one of the top markets in the film and TV industry, and get ready for a career transformation like never before. Walk away with leveled up mindset and unshakable confidence. Breakout workshops to elevate your craft, incredible agents and casting directors who will help shape your career path. This is more than just a weekend. This is your chance to build on your craft and grow your community. The career you want starts here. The question is, are you ready to own it?
I love it so much.
Yes.
So, let's get into set.
Yes.
You've worked with everyone, basically, but, is there anyone in particular or any moment that stands out to you? Like, wow, I learned a lot on that episode or from that person.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Number one, I think 50 Cent for sure. Just seeing him come on set and the way he demands the room and the way he is just he's very sweet, very nice, but still also commands respect. And everybody respects him so much that they're going to make sure that everything is so on point. And he's just been amazing. So loved working with him. He directed one of our episodes, so that was really cool. And then the two that have stuck out to me the most, where I feel like I'm watching a masterclass, is Russell Hornsby, he plays the dad, and then McCole White, she plays the mom. So they're both from the theater world. So when I first got there, I'm newer, I'm learning things, and so they would give me the smallest little detail or something like that I could do for a scene, and it would make the world of a difference.
Like what? Okay, tell me
like,
what.
I remember one time Russell told me, he was like, sometimes when you're in a scene, like what makes it more human-like is when you're doing something. Don't always just be, as humans, we don't just sit like this and talk like this. So whether it's, doing your hair, whether it's, because scratching your face, those little things are the things that make you human. So make sure you remember however you were going to move before the scene starts, move that way. Because a lot of the time when the camera's in our face, we're like,
tense.
Yes.
Everyone becomes that tension.
Yes.
Like actor shell.
Exactly. And when he told me that, and it's so funny now, even in my auditions, I'll find myself like doing something, just if my arm itches, I'll scratch it. Just little things that just make me feel more like I'm in the character and more human-like. But I can go on for days. He did that. McCole would give me little preparations in the beginning, things to write down for your character, to lock them in your brain, but they've helped me so much.
Do you feel like, because you've been in this role now for years, do you see younger actors coming onto the show? And by younger, I mean like, shorter resume, essentially, coming onto the show and you're helping them?
Yes. That's been so strange and so weird. Because like I said, I feel like it was yesterday that I booked it, and now seeing that we're going on 4 years, I'm like, wow. But yeah, no, there are younger actors that'll come on and I'll give them like those little tips, or even if it's not things acting wise, because I feel like I'm still learning. So I don't always feel comfortable to, tell everybody like what, like they might be like, well, you just started not too long, but as far as, like I said, just personal things I've learned and just things that are going on set, that our showrunner might, love or might, cherish, and even friends that I've had auditioning for the show. When they tell me they're auditioning, I'll say, okay, just so you know, she really loves this. She loves a little improv on this, and, to give them a tip to be able to book the role and stuff. So
that's super cool.
Yes.
love that because, just from seeing your journey, I feel like we started off with just trying to book anything we could to like being really picky about what we're doing and you're doing. And, you have this level of, I said grace earlier, but I feel like you really have this level of like beauty inside and out. And like, grace is just the word that keeps coming to mind.
Thank you so much.
I really believe that you could and will and should have a positive effect on the world.
Thank you.
And
Thank you
it
so
comes
much.
as an artist as well.
Yes.
Like that's your platform.
Yes, that's so true. And I do want to do more with my platform as far as being able to, especially young women, and tell them my journey and tell them how it's been. I've been super insecure before. It hasn't always been this, this grace and, it's been, but there are things that I have learned, like I said, just from people on set and just life in general that I would love to be able to pass down to younger women who are feeling insecure, and especially actresses. Like I said, use it in your scenes. Anything you're going through, use it. Yes.
And then you'll use it in your recurring characters.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
It starts with the audition. You never know.
Never know.
And then you just go for years.
Exactly.
Till something else comes.
Right, exactly. Till the next one comes.
Right? Which brings me to that big question. Like, what do you want to do next? Like, what if you had a dream role or a dream project?
Yes.
Like, what can we hashtag?
All right.
What can we look for?
Right. Oh my goodness. I really, really, really want to get into the whole action side of things. So I did about 6 months of stunt training just to be able to have my body ready for it and stuff. But my dream role is like a Colombiana, Tomb Raider, any type of, kick-ass type of character, because I feel like I've played so many, and don't get me wrong, I'm still open to playing the girlfriends and the baby mamas and all that stuff, but I would love to do something that's more physical. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
I love that idea. And that's so specific that I think with the right training and the right materials, it can help make it obvious.
Yes.
I feel like if we had, I want like some pictures of you looking kind
Right,
of tough,
right.
Like ripped almost, and put yourself in that black wife beater with the belt with stuff hanging on it and standing on a mountaintop.
Yes. And that's what my mom says all the time. She's like, Sydney, you might have to strip off the hair and makeup, and get into it. Right.
Let's make it she's the obvious choice.
Exactly.
Instead of like, we want to do this.
Yes.
Like, obviously she's going to dominate this role.
Exactly. Yes. So we're getting there. We're on our way.
I love it. Well, what a joy to like have you in here today and talking about all this stuff.
Yes. No.
I hope everybody watching like really, really takes something away from just getting to hear about putting yourself in and the parallels of real life to what's going on in your characters.
Right.
Like what can you use today?
Right. Exactly. And there, not to keep going in on it, but there are so many, like I said, just little flaws and little things that on the daily I wouldn't think would be something that would make a difference in a character. And then I'll see that thing goes viral and I'm like, that was the day I was having a really bad day, but it worked in the scene because in the scene, the character's having a really bad day and it changes everything, because you can feel the realness coming out of it. So
that's huge. Would you say from the whole experience, like, is there any one major lesson that you're like, this is probably the biggest thing I've learned from being on BMF for 4 seasons?
I have 2. My biggest lesson that I've learned from just this journey in general has been to study and do the work first, because I feel like a lot of the time we can get so caught up in, like I said, PR and stylist and this, and I need a manager, I need an agent. Don't get me wrong. All those things do need to happen. However, when you do the work first and when you're the most talented person in the room, it's undeniable, And so I've had to go back to the drawing board and be like, wow, you need to, like, I can feel when I haven't been studying or taking classes or watching the greats and all of that stuff. I can feel it because my work isn't as good. Now I might have more followers and stuff, but I'm not booking or I'm not,
Oh, wow.
And so I genuinely feel like it wasn't until I got into class and started studying and started taking advice from people that my work changed. So whenever people ask me the first thing to do, they'll say, what should I do? I just decided I wanted to act. I want a manager. I'll be like, go to class and study first, and not to, be up that forward and be, hateful about it. But it's like I look back at myself and I remember the first week I wanted to act, I was looking for a manager and an agent online, and I didn't know the beginning of how to even dissect a monologue, So I had to, like I said, go back to square one. So that's helped me a lot.
I love that. And you can compare that to any industry.
Yes.
There are a lot of people that want to be a doctor because they make a lot of money.
Yes.
You're not just going to perform surgery in 6 months your first time.
Yes.
You're going to study.
Exactly.
You're going to become really proficient at everything in the medical world. And then eventually the money will come.
Exactly.
And the reputation and the respect and all that jazz.
Right. And I say that all the time. I'm like, when you look at like basketball players, football players, they all go to practice. So for actors, we don't feel like there's any practice. It's like, I'm natural, I want to act. But it's like, we have to practice and rehearse and study the same way they do to get ready for the game. But, since there's not a game, people don't, think that you still have to do the same work.
There's a
but
shoot.
We do. Yes, there's a shoot.
Yeah, you don't book the show and stop training.
Exactly.
You don't get drafted in the NBA
and
then
just
stop
go
practicing.
sit down. Right.
Yeah, and just show up to the games.
Exactly.
It doesn't end when you hit a certain level. It should, if anything, it should kind of get more oomph.
Right, right, exactly.
Hey, are you a parent of a young actor? Then you're going to want to pay attention to this because Get Seen Studios has what we call our Rising Star program. This program is incredible. It is a monthly program that puts you in front of an industry pro every single month and focuses on what a young actor needs to be focusing on, which is auditions. So every single month, we focus on either theatrical auditions or commercial auditions so they can be set up for success when they get an agent, or if they already have an agent, to really succeed at these auditions and even begin to make money at this. So we bring in different industry pros every single month and agents and casting directors, and then work on those auditions. So if this sounds like something that you would like to get your child or a friend that has a child involved in, all you need to do is email risingstar@getseenstudios.com, and we will let you try your first month for just $1 a class. That's right, only $1 a class. All you got to do is email us, and we will get you all set up and ready to go to improve those auditions and then also get in front of those industry pros because we are Get Seen. Thanks for watching.
And I look at the people I love, Denzel and Viola Davis and Zendaya, and I was watching the other day, Matthew McConaughey, Scarlett Johansson, all of them, a lot of them don't even have social media. Now, I get we live in a time where social media is important. I'm not taking that away, but
I love your social media.
Thank you.
I think it makes you look like one of the most famous women in the whole world.
Thank you. Thank you. But I just realized that a lot of them, they got to where they are before the social media by their talent, So I try to tell myself that all the time when I get caught up in all the, I got to make sure I'm on this. I'm like, well, let me make sure I have my talent as well.
I love that. And as far as the appearance goes of everything, you are a class act. Keep doing everything you're doing with social media and whatnot.
Thank you so much.
100%.
Thank you.
So thanks for being here today.
Of course.
It means the world to me to get to hang with you and just shoot the shit.
Same.
I love the show. My wife and I literally have watched every single episode.
Oh my God.
Some more than once.
Right. I love that. Thank you so much.
She's probably, we're gonna watch this show. Right. She'll be like, there's Lawanda.
Right. You have to tell her she's gonna love this season. This one's gonna be her favorite for Lawanda.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
You hear that, Amanda?
Right.
All right. Well, as a guest for being here, you do win a free car.
Oh, goodness,
so if you want to stick your hand in here, don't look.
Okay.
But pick out one. Let's see what you get.
Let's see. Oh my goodness, yellow. I love yellow.
Is that a vet? What is that?
It is Acura.
Acura.
Yeah.
Okay. The high end Honda.
Right.
But it is a yellow sports car. I mean, that's
right. Listen, I
that's
love
very
the yellow.
Lawanda.
I like bright. Right. Exactly. The blonde hair, right?
Yeah. You look good at anything. That's great.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you again for being here.
Of course. Thank you for
to,
having me.
Of course.
Yes.
Everyone listening, Sydney Mitchell's the best. Look her up and everything she's done. She's worked on so much stuff. BMF is just the one. It's just one of many things that we've done, and much more to come.
Much more to come. Thank you for everything, and to the whole AMT team. I love you guys so much. And Get Seen, thank you guys.
Thank you. Yes, Jesse Malowski and Get Seen.
Yes.
Thank you for producing our show.
Yes.
And if you would like to be a guest on our show because you have an exciting booking story or a real life lesson, pitch it right to us. It's talentagenttalk@gmail.com. Again, that's talentagenttalk@gmail.com. Thanks so much, Sydney. Thank you so much. Hope something good happens to all of you today.
Yes.
Thanks again so much for watching. And if you loved that story and were interested to learn more about the casting office that actually cast that show, then I have some really cool news, because our sister show, Get Seen Unscripted, actually had them on the show. So you'll see it right here. Do not miss that episode. Over an hour on one-on-one with that casting director, talking about things that they like, don't like, to help give you the edge in your next audition. So thanks again so much for tuning in and watching. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. We'll see you on the next one.